Fair. Oh, I've dusted half of that and I haven't pressed play yet. Right, we're good to go?
Yep.
First on the team.
It's great to have you with us.
From Memphis, Tennessee.
Get your VCRs ready. Get your VCRs ready.
Make it squeal like a pig, Johnny. Squeal like a pig.
Big John Daly.
G'day everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Preferred Lives podcast. We're the home of good golf and better chat. My name's Nick, I'm your host, and joining me tonight on the podcast, three of the best. To my left, Simwu Lee. How you going, mate?
Good, my brother. How are you?
Mate, top of the world. Your Broncos got a win on the weekend, so you'd be fucking tail up cheering.
I think it's just even more stressful now because we made a grand final. So
Like, oh shit.
yeah, serious.
Love that.
When was your last win? Broncos win?
2006
Oh, okay.
against Melbourne.
19 years. Right.
Oh, vibes. I like that.
Never lost to Melbourne in a grand final. It's a stat for you.
That's good. I like that. To my immediate right, Mr. Mitty Dunbar. How you going, mate?
Going very well. How are you?
Strong. Very strong.
That's good.
Feeling good. And the Kingman's here as well.
Hey, brother. I am here.
You here?
Yep.
In body and spirit?
Both.
Love that for you.
100%. I've lifted a little bit after the afternoon. I got a bit sleepy there. I had a little
snooze?
Oh, not quite a snooze. I had a dip in the pool. I needed a little freshen up. The body's been a bit fatigued these last couple of days. Had a swim in the pool and then had a bit of a shower and then jumped in the massage chair and nearly drifted off there. So
Sounds like a ripper afternoon.
snapped myself awake and then cracked one of these Bilson sarsaparillas open and then
shout
we're
out.
starting to fucking fire up here, champion.
The rest is history.
Did you get around in this afternoon? Is that why the pool and the massage happened? Did you have a bash
Yeah,
today?
I don't really want to talk about today. That's all right though.
Right. Do you want to talk about the one you had on the weekend?
I'd much
though?
rather
That
talk
was-
about the one that I had on the weekend.
Let's rewind. Take us back there and tell everyone what happened.
Polar opposite compared to the way that I played today. I shot a 1 under, so first time I've shot under in quite a little while. I look back and I think it was over 5 months since I've been under, so pretty significantly long time. And it worked. Everything just kind of worked. And I was probably unlucky not to get 2 or 3 more. Had a bit of putting yips towards the end there. A 3-putt par at the 10th. After a good approach, and then kind of hit the ground 3 inches before the ball for my birdie putt.
Yeah.
Didn't quite make it to the hole or halfway to it, back up. And then, once that happened, it was kind of in my head. Had a couple of good birdie looks for 2 or 3 holes after that and was nowhere near the hole just because I had that kind of yippy feel. Shook that off and dropped one nice little birdie putt again after that to bring it back under. So,
Fuck yeah, man.
yeah, bit of a battle.
Under's awesome.
Yep.
And just a little bit of a practice round just to blow out some cobwebs today, so it didn't really count. So
Yeah, I was talking in the green room to Simwu before you two boys showed up.
Ben shouldered up.
Yeah, I did see Ben Sholly out there actually. He was on the 12th, outside of the 12th fairway, hitting into the 15th green, and stuck it to about 6 foot, I think, from the other side of the fairway there. So speaking of Ben Scholl, shout out to him.
Scully?
Yeah, it was a bit average today. I was lumped in a slow playing group. I'm not sure if anyone has ever played with me. I like to play pretty fast. And there was
We're just not slow.
notoriously slow gentleman that we always give a bit of stick to, jumped into my group, and it was probably even more frustrating being in the same group as him, spending a good minute and a half in his preparatory phase before he by the time he pulls the club out, before he hits the ball. I counted multiple times over a minute and a half.
Yeah, shout out to Rowan if you're listening. Mitchy Dunbar, have you been hitting the ball a bit? You've been joking, Rowie.
No, I didn't play last week. Went and played a few holes this afternoon and did a little bit of practice, which was good. But
You've been doing that a bit more lately, I've noticed.
I got a pre-qualifier coming up in just over probably 6 weeks' time. And then we'll either try and pre-qualify for the Australian PGA or I'll get a start at the Wynnum Pro-Am, which is like the biggest one-day Pro-Am in Queensland. So either or, it'll be a good day out. So yeah, just trying to get the game into shape. I've been playing really, really well. The last couple of times I've played, I haven't shot over par, and I just need to consolidate on that and continue on because I've been 3 under through 7 and 9 the last 2 times I've played.
Fuck yeah.
And only finished 1 and even. So that last time was with you on that, whatever that was, 2 Saturdays ago.
Yep.
And just need to, instead of going 3 and going, okay, we can kind of limp home, it's let's get to 4, let's get to 5, let's get to
Yeah,
6.
just need to
So
polish up the game a bit rather than
keep it sharp.
Yeah, you're not gonna you're not gonna buy a whole new and just gonna polish what
That's it.
you got. I like that.
That's it.
And Sam Wu, I've seen you out there grinding with your new camera app and fucking what's that thing called? A gimbal.
Yeah, I've
your
been
little
testing.
clamp on your bag. It looks good. Yeah, you've been playing around with some stuff.
Just testing some stuff. It's a good way to record my swing without taking too long. It just stays mounted on the buggy.
And it
just
tracks you as well,
Follows
you
me
were saying.
around and everything. So been doing a little bit with that. But we did play on Saturday. I mentioned last pod that we had a matchup brewing. Mr. Rohan Dore and Small Fry
He teamed up with Small Fry, didn't
versus Senior Fry and myself. So it was an enthralling match. We did let them get ahead to about 3 points on 2 occasions. It was brought back to square on 1 hole by Mitchell both times with a birdie pin win.
he?
So,
Frizy.
absolute killer
Contribution.
absolute killer moves from Frizy there on the par 3s. So unfortunately, we went down on the last hole, 2 up. So it was a good match.
Yeah, we went down to the last.
Little bit suspect team choices with the scratch golfer picking the most informed person in the other 3. So
Strategic.
we'll let sleeping dogs lie on that one for a little while. But anyway, no, it was.
How did
good
you
fun.
hit him though? Like,
Yeah,
did
not
you-
too bad.
Yeah,
Oh.
you were striping him a few, or
Probably 3 holes that I probably would like to have again, where I was in trouble and I tried to get out a little bit too quickly and hit the trees and went backwards. So other than that, I think a birdie on 10 from off the green. But yeah, hitting it reasonably. Just need to do that more often.
Rowie played pretty well though. He was 200, wasn't he?
He did.
I think.
First round in, I want to say 6 weeks. And now he's telling us that he doesn't even need to play. He just is going to come out and shoot that every time. So congratulations.
Love that from Rowan.
Confidence.
I'm going to go and hit the range tomorrow. I'm going to go down and trial the new. What do you call it? So it's no longer a self-service range down there now, is it? We've got a ball retriever at Toowoomba Golf Club now. We get to go and grab a bucket, head down, hit some balls, and head home. I think it's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, good.
I'm looking forward to watching Benny drive that thing through the trees on the right, pick up all my balls.
Yeah, I hope it's got 4-wheel drive for those little hills because it's going to need it, I reckon. All right. Anyway,
How's he going to get him out of the tennis courts? I'll put a few in the tennis courts there as well.
yeah, I hope he's got one that can go on the roof of old Mark's house because there could be some danger. Could be some danger up there. Now, of course, this episode's going to be mostly dedicated to a fucking ripper Ryder Cup that was played over the weekend. And we're going to do a bit of a review on it. We're going to review Friday, Saturday and Sunday. Then Kingi's going to go through the short thing with Adam King. And we'll have a quick little preview of some events that are coming up. There's something special at the old course that we'll run through. Before we do, the front nine, as always, is brought to you by our friends at Build Right Innovations. Give Jack a call. I put his number in the show notes for you guys, but basically, if you can dream it, he can do it. Give Jack a ring for all of your renovations, extensions, anything you need, a new build. He and the boys will get you sorted. So give Jack a ring, 0403 760 176. That number's going to be in the show notes to this episode. Give him a call, mention the potty, and he'll be happy with that, I'm sure. Review time, boys, and the Ryder Cup was an absolute fucking pleasure to watch. There was some late nights at my household and some early mornings on Sunday, Monday, just to try and get it all in, and thoroughly enjoyed myself throughout the whole process. We might start with the Friday side of things. I might throw over to you on this one, Kingi, and just want to take us through what happened and what unfurled Friday at the Ryder Cup.
What unfurled was historic. So rare double session win for the Europeans. I think everyone's seen it by now, so they're pretty aware of what happened on day one. Took a 5.5 to 2.5 lead into day two, so it's the best opening session on US soil since 2004, according to my sources.
Who are your sources?
Cannot disclose.
Fair.
Sorry. So the foursomes matches, we started off in the morning, so this is the alternate shot, obviously. Euros got up 3-1. Very hype start, as you'd expect. Big DeChambeau got up there and hit the living piss out of a ball, maybe 10, 15 yards short of the front of the green. Rambo, I think, just flared one a little bit to the right. JT threw a nice little wedge up, and then Bryson dropped his birdie putt in from 15 foot or something to kind of get the boys started up. But honestly, that was about the end of the hype. Rambo and Hatton actually ended up pumping the hype team 4-3 in the end.
That's shocking.
Tommy Ladd and Rory, they absolutely murdered fucking HE, Harris English, and the Big C, 5-4. Same kind of deal. US got off to an okay start, and then the boys just fucking rolled. I think it was awesome having Tommy and Rory going out. Rory hit the drive off the first tee. Tommy Ladd hit a nice little fucking wedge into 3 foot or something for a little tap in there as well. So, yeah, absolutely fired the start, which is unreal.
Bit of Fleetwood Mac. I love that.
Love it. How good's that? Matty Fitz and Aberg actually shockingly cleaned up Chef and Henley, 5-3.
Easy too.
Yeah, without a doubt there as well. Henley was a little shaky with the putter there, but I mean, you guys are going to talk about Chef as well. He wasn't awesome all weekend. He wasn't awesome. So that worked in our favour there. Xander and Paddy C, so they got the only point for the US in the morning session. They beat Hov and Big Shot Bob 2 up. So they stretched it pretty much right out to the 18th. I don't think the boys really had a shot at the tie. Xander and Paddy pretty much threw the birdie in to get that extra point up. A pretty cool stat, though, here is that in the last 5 Ryder Cups, whoever's won the Friday foursomes has gone on to win the cup. So it was a bit of an omen. A bit of an omen of what was to come. So we jump into the afternoon then, the 4 balls. Euro won this session as well, 2.5 to 1.5. Cam Young and JT, they were first off. They beat Aberg and Højgaard, who I think were the weakest links in. Højgaard was absolute rubbish. I think he only played that and then his singles. I don't think he played at all.
Yeah,
he sat all day on the Saturday, didn't he? Aberg wasn't too bad after that, though. But yeah, they were a bit shaky, them two together. Cam Young had a fucking tawny, though. He was probably the standout, I think. He was his rookie year, but he was fucking lights out. So that was a good little omen for him. He kind of set up for that. So him and JT got up 6 and 5, an absolute spelting there. Spelting? Yep, he spelted the shit out of it.
Spelted it.
Rambo and Straker, which is pretty, pretty
two
cool.
big dogs.
Couple of big boys out there, yeah. So they beat Chef and Spown, 3 and 2. Spowny was a little bit shaky. In that first day, he was rookie as well.
He ended up coming good.
Yeah, his singles match was hellfire, and even his second. Did he play 4 balls on? I think he played 4 balls on the Saturday as well. Yeah, and he was pretty hot there as well, which we'll hear about in a moment. Jay Rose birdie on the last beat Mav Griffin and Bryson, 1 up. So that was a lucky little getaway there.
Yeah, it was a good little win.
And then the fourth match, the anchor match, was Rory with Lowry. So Rory actually missed a little 8-10 footer, maybe a 12 footer on the 18th to win it. So he missed it to win. They ended up tying it against Paddy C and Burnsy. So fucking full fire and probably unlucky not to have another half point.
Probably should have
amongst that as well.
Probably should have won that last one. I would have said, yeah.
Yeah, but they'll take the half and obviously taking a 5.5, 2.5 lead after what they were expecting.
Fucking oath.
And you could see even early on there was just images of a lot of blue on the screen, and Keegan standing around beside greens, like with his arms crossed, just looking fucking, what the fuck's just happening here? Like,
this for real?
This is halfway through the foursomes. Like, I took a couple photos of him just standing there with the scoreboard there with blue, and then a tide underneath it. And he's like, what the fuck is going on?
What?
We're supposed to be winning this.
He was just lost. Like he had that sort of
choo-choo motherfuckers. Yeah.
Like when does platform 9 3/4 leave? Because I need to get on that motherfucker. Like he was struggling. My big takeaways from Friday was probably Cam Young in that second session. Like he was probably the highlight player for the US for me anyway for all 3 days. I thought he was really, really good. I was a big fan of him. Rumbo had the chip in, I think, on Friday. I've sort of blended them all together. I tried to cram some highlights and make some notes here, but Rumbo's little chip in from off the green was sensational. It just got him a bit fired up. I love seeing him with his vamos, and he's in there. He's having a good time. What did you two think of Friday's matches? Anything stand out for you guys?
My standout was how good Ram is.
Yeah,
like, Ram is unbelievable, and we are robbed of seeing him up against Scheffler. Like it's what if, but like is Scheffler going to be what he is now if Rahm was still on the PGA Tour?
We got a bit of a taste of it with the fall balls because they're all playing their own ball on that Friday afternoon. You know, so you had Rahm and Straker and then Sheff and Spown. You know, so it was pretty much Rahm versus
Like
Sheff.
head to head, yeah.
Straker chipped in a fair bit. You know, towards the end, he kind of dropped a nice big bomb putt on the 17th, I think, to kind of halve. That was a guarantee. Like Spown had a 4-footer or a 5-footer for birdie.
Yeah,
so,
hard to make, yeah.
That kind of stretched it out a little bit. And I think that actually might have won it for him, the 3 and 2. Oh, well, it mustn't have been on the 17th then. It must have been that the 14th, that par 3 before it.
But yeah, it was Sheff would roll one in, then all of a sudden Rahm would hold like a 15-footer on top of him. And
Just the putts that were
The
dropping.
putts, there were so many big putts that went in. Yeah, yeah.
just unbelievable. And to me, Fleetwood and Rory were standouts as well.
Fleetwood Mac, how good.
Fleetwood Mac. But yeah, just combine really well. That's going to be a pairing that's going to be like a constant for the next couple, depending on how they keep going in the next couple of years. But yeah, and that Friday, it was good to see. Because yeah, as soon as the tide started to turn against the US, like I watched probably the first hour and a half or probably 2 hours on that first day, and as soon as that tide started to change, you could see and hear in the crowd.
Oh, the wind out of the sails.
Just-
Yeah.
Is this a library? Is this a library?
And Larry loved that too.
Oh,
But yeah, then all of a sudden the abuse started. It was like we can't beat them. We're going to have to try and do
turned
something
on the
off
boys
course.
pretty quick. We will get a bit more into that a bit later on. Essentially, more Friday highlights for you. Anything stand out, mate?
Look, they lost it on Friday, the US team. So there was some commentary that came out on social media about them maybe not being as prepared as the European team. Didn't play the course nearly half as much as
Like
the Euros did.
2 rounds of 9
And that comes out in now strokes gained is what it is for a small tournament like this, but they gave away 4 strokes putting. And that to me is a team that hasn't been out on the course enough to sort of get a feel for the greens. And that was just on Friday foursomes where they lost 3 points to 1. So, you know, it come down to the end of it on Sunday where if they had a couple more points in the bag, it could have been a different story. So I reckon that poor preparation is what's killed them, and it's happened on Friday.
Now, a lot of people, and we'll talk about this no doubt at the end a little bit more, but a lot of people are saying, oh, what if in the first 2 days there was an extra half? But it would have changed the whole, like, you can't say if that happened 3 days
it's like
ago.
the butterfly effect.
Exactly right. There's so many other things that may have happened, like different approaches, different pairings, different shots that would have happened as a result.
Yeah,
of
if it was
one
even
little
after
butterfly
Friday,
wing.
then all of a sudden the pairings could change for the Saturday, which transitions me perfectly into Saturday.
Also, but on the Friday, just before we get to Saturday,
You ruined his segue.
Sorry,
that was
mate.
awesome.
but
Excellent.
I was listening to the No Laying Up podcast, and they were saying that there was captains on the Friday, so they got a dumping of rain. So all the course preparation that they had done kind of got washed away on that Friday, on the Thursday. Sorry.
Yeah.
And they were playing preferred lies, so the course got real wet and it got real slow. So there was vice captains on their walkie-talkie saying we need to get these greens faster because that's why they lost those 4.5 strokes or whatever it was in strokes gained, because that's what the Europeans do. So when they go to a European Ryder Cup, they slow the greens down because the US aren't used to the slow greens, and when they come over here, they ramp them up and make them real firm and real fast. So the other thing was in preparation was, so after the PGA at Wentworth, whatever that was, 2 or 3 weeks ago, the whole European team came over to Bethpage, and they were in New York. So that's 2 weeks prior, and their team doctor said, "Radio, all of you guys, you are now not to get off Eastern time. You have to stay on Eastern time. So if you go back over to Florida, you're still on Eastern time. So you're not coming over here the week of being jet lagged.
Sleep, yeah,
so you guys, like, they care. The whole thing cares. Like the attention to detail. Like the US turned up, played whatever that. What did it say in that post? It was they played 2 9 holes. One in the pissing down rain, and the other that was kind of like, oh yeah,
It was
whatever.
just a little,
and
almost like
giggle.
a social bash. But when you were saying about preparation, I saw an interview with Luke Donald, and he was saying like it was easy for him as the captain, like he doesn't need to do much because of the team he assembled. But the things he was saying, like he helped sort of block out the light that was getting into the players' bedrooms, like just so they could get a better sleep.
Change
And they
their bed, change their
bed, their
linen,
quilts,
yeah.
their pillows. They brought special, like all that sort of shit that I wouldn't ever think of, but it just makes you that 1% more comfortable,
Better smelling
more recovered.
toiletries, all those kind of things.
Yeah, like all the hair products and stuff they were talking about. That's really relatable for me.
Just one more Friday thing, and I'll get Mitch's input on this one. What did you think of Russ Henley teeing off instead of Scotty? The way that the holes play, there was commentary about Scotty's game would have been better if he teed off on one,
Yeah,
because
the
then
switch.
the alternate of the holes were to his shape. Why would have they done that, do you think?
Because they had no idea because they didn't put in the preparation.
There you go.
But
So,
I think the
yeah.
rain played a part. I've heard some commentary
Yeah.
around that, and that's why the caddies actually got together. So their caddies got together that night on Friday night and said, "Hey boys, what do you reckon about switching yours around? Because it's a bit wetter now. We're not rolling out as much. You're going to suit one. You're going to suit that a bit better." So Scotty actually said, like,
Yeah, there was a bit of thought into that, was
well, no, but he said this was a knee jerk reaction. So the professionals who were
last
supposed to tell them who the fucking, the data's supposed to say for them, no one told them who would be the best to tee off. It took the caddies of the players to figure out on the Friday, so that when they played together again on the Saturday, they switched it around.
Doesn't
Yeah, it's wild.
just doesn't make sense because, like, I don't know if you listened to the Friday recap on the No Laying Up guys, but Solly was like, we've been saying this for the last 3 weeks. Like, if Scotty and Russ are going to be a team and in foursomes, Scotty goes on odds and Russ is on evens. Like, that's weeks out. So, yes, the rain may have had some part, but shouldn't your captain be going, hey, guys, something's not quite right here. We've got the best player in the world and you're getting absolutely pumped.
pantsed.
Yeah, not waiting for your caddies to figure it out.
Why do the caddies have
while
to-
they're having a skewy in the
Just makes zero sense. That's poor leadership in my mind.
Yeah, it's fair chat. Do you want to take us through Saturday, Mitchy? We'll have a quick yarn on that, and then we'll get into the Sunday singles with the King Men.
Yep. So we had Bryson DeChambeau, Cam Young against Matt Fitzpatrick and Ludwig Aberg. So that was in the morning foursomes on the Saturday. So Cam Young balled out, just flat out.
Freak.
So he kind of carried Bryson around a little bit. So hit some awesome putts and the vibes were high. Like the Americans were getting up and around. So got a point early on the board there for him. And then it was followed up by our Fleetwood Mac pairing against Harris English and Colin Morikawa, who were, what was it, 132 out of 132 ideal pairings.
The worst possible.
Worst
pairing.
possible. And they've gone 2 days in a row. So back to back. So that's, again, really good leadership from Captain Keegan. And Rory, this is the infamous STFU gate for Rory. So this is when he turned around, pointed to the crowd and said, "Shut the F up." And
It's okay to say fuck if you want to.
no.
family podcast.
My son listens to us. He goes, "Dad, can we listen to your podcast?"
Fuck yeah, you can, Rory.
But yeah, so that happened. Then Rory then hits it to 2 feet and game's over. So that was really cool. Then that's followed up by Xander Schauffele, Patrick Cantlay against John Rahm and Tyrrell Hatton. And again, John Rahm just super, super impressive. So very impressive. Tyrrell was actually playing very solid also. And then you had Victor Hovland and it was Bobby Mack. So
Yeah,
this,
weird. I thought it was weird seeing those two together, but the more they played, the more I kind of liked it.
Yeah, so they beat Russell Henley and Scotty Scheffler 1 up.
Matty Fitz balled out. He played some pretty good golf.
Sorry, this is Bobby Mack and Victor Hovland, this game?
Yeah, I know, but Matty
Yeah,
Fitz
yeah.
was awesome at
Matty
golf.
Fitz.
Sorry, I thought you
Yeah.
said Fitz.
Matty Fitz did in the afternoon ball out. But yeah, so this was when Victor Hovland holed that 25-footer on 17 and then gave it the big old fist pump and then had to
That's when he hurt his neck.
pull out. So it looks as though, he's pulled a neck
A
muscle.
celebration-related injury.
Yeah. Remember when Akshay popped his shoulder out at the Valero, Texas after fist pumping on the 18th green?
Remember when
Oh, I
Finau
remember
rolled,
that,
snapped his
yeah.
ankle in half,
That
and
made me wanna-
fucking hit the hole in one?
That made me want to do a vomit.
Do a vomit. So then we move into the Saturday 4-ball. So leading out, match 1 was Justin Thomas, Cameron Young against Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry.
Now, just before you do the foursomes, the Euros pretty much cleaned that up as well, didn't they?
They did, sorry. So I think it was 3-1.
3-1 to the Euros. Yeah,
Bryson and Cam Young won their match, and then the remaining 3 matches Europeans won. So they went up. What were they after the first day? So that was 8.5, 2.5.
Yeah, pumping. An absolute, yeah. Sorry.
3.5. Yeah. And then, so we move into the Saturday 4-ball. Which was so Justin Thomas, Cameron Young, Rory McIlroy, Shane Lowry. So this was the game where it started to get real
fiery, chippy.
Real, yeah. Like I think I sent that message in the group chat saying it's getting chippy. Like,
but not in amongst the players. Like it had nothing to do. Like if anything, towards the end, JT was trying to settle the fucking crowd down. You could see him 2 or 3 times telling them to shut the fuck
even
up.
like his hat off, like and standing there like. Fucking woo up.
Yeah. So I watched a bit of this match. So Shane Lowry really wasn't doing much in this match.
Not early on, no.
And then really helped Rory out. So Rory was getting it started to look like the crowd stuff may have been getting to him a little bit, like just getting a little bit too fired up potentially. And then Lowry
He's got
started
a throttle old mate in the crowd there.
Yeah.
He was.
And so was Lowry. There was that video where his caddy had to hold him back.
Yeah. The little arm came out like don't do any more.
While Rory's over his tee shot, but Lowry ended up birdieing 18, hold a really good birdie putt on 17 to stay 1 up, and Rory was actually I think Lowry actually birdied like 4 of the last 5.
Yeah, he stood up. Yeah, I think it was three of the last 4.
He came home with a wet sail. Yeah,
and Rory was actually
wet sail. Wet sail?
Rory had the wet sail, or Lowry had the wet sail. Wet sail means you're slowing up, champion.
No, wet sail means you're on your way.
No, you're back and frontwards.
Anyway,
more to come when I prove I'm right in about 5 minutes.
But on one of the holes that Lowry holed it, Rory actually jumped over and he's like, no, mate, I'll get this out of the hole for you because this is the first time you've actually done something. He's like, right, let's go to the next. And then Lowry backs it up and birdies the next. So that was actually a really cool match.
He was real pumped, I remember that hole. He was like, fuck yeah. And he didn't even wait. No, I'll go get your ball, bros.
I think that was on 16. And then on 17, that's when Rory turned to the crowd and said, F you, after Lowry holed the putt on top of, I think it was Thomas. Justin Thomas made birdie. Moving into match 2. So, Rory McIlroy and Shane Lowry 1-2 up that match. So then you move into Scotty Scheffler, Bryson DeChambeau against Tommy Fleetwood and Justin Rose. This was a really interesting match because this is where Justin Rose shooed off Bryson's caddy and then it started to get fiery between the caddies moving up. So Ted Scott tried to punch on with Francesco Molinari and then Fleetwood was not real happy with Bryson. It was a whole thing. Like it was
Francesco's about that life. Like there was a hint of drama.
Fiery Italian.
Just fucking straight in there.
Well, he did his job. Like his job as a
Yeah.
vice captain is to get amongst it, let his boys keep playing, and try and deflect. And he did exactly the right thing. He took the brunt of Ted Scott fucking this.
Yeah. Don't touch me. Blah, blah, blah.
And then what?
You know,
5 hours later, there's a video of fucking Ted Scott with Frank Molinari saying, no, we're all right. We're
buds.
We're buddies. This is my pal. And Francesco's just standing there like, yeah, bud. He's apologising. I'm not saying a fucking thing here.
So they won, 3-2 there. Then you move into match 3, JJ Spawn, Xander Schauffele against John Rahm and Sepp Straker. So
Straker!
JJ Spawn, we were watching this in the pro shop and I said to Wade, I think Spawn's got that dog in him. He's got that dog. So he balled out late to get that point for the US there. So 1 up. And then moving into Sam Burns, Patrick Cantlay against Tyrrell Hatton and Matt Fitzpatrick. Matty Fitz, as you were saying before, balled out.
He did.
As well as Tyrrell. So this was actually a really interesting match.
I love this match.
Patrick Cantlay was really good until he wasn't and then kind of come home with a wet sail.
Burnsy Well, yeah.
But Terrell and Matty Fitz touched balls on the last to win
How
the
good
match,
was
which
that?
was pretty cool.
Razzed it back off that hill.
Yeah.
What was the score in that one?
1 up. They won 1 up
Oh, it
with,
was on
that,
the
with
last.
that birdie.
On the last,
Oh, it was
yeah.
a little front pin, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
So looking at the overview, and shout out to the Ryder Cup app. This app is sensational.
Just the website, how good. The highlights, just being able to press a button and watch every single match. There's
Yeah.
Well,
highlights
when
for
you
it.
put that in the group chat, I hadn't caught up on the night before. I was still trying to like play catch up while all the Blues were happening on Saturday morning, whatever it was. I'm like, oh fuck, this sounds exciting. So I just skipped forward because I wanted to see what all you boys are talking about. And then I think you put something in the chat about you just got to go here. It's all laid out. And I was just yep. So while they were like the coverage, we'll talk about a bit later, but there was a few little breaks there where I was like, yep, okay, I'm caught up. Like, it was so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, in that match, there was only 3 holes that were actually won.
Oh,
So the Euros won the 9th and the 18th, and the US won the 14th. They were the only 3 holes that actually had a result,
Had a
which
score
is
on.
very, very impressive.
That's
So,
good match play golf.
And they were, what was that? It was 11.5 to 4.5 because they were 7 up
Yep.
going into Sunday.
yeah, and then they got the freebie.
And then they got the half from Victor
Hov-
Hovland
and
having
the
to pull
envelope.
out
Yeah, the envelope rule.
against Chaz.
Is that envelope or envelope?
Yes.
Envelope.
Yeah, cool. Highlights from you, Simu, on the Saturday? Anything that stood out from you, mate?
All of it was all pretty good.
It was riveting. I said, I think I used the word scintillating in the group chat. I was trying to.
There was a lot going on, like, and the energy, obviously after the brouhaha and Bryson kind of trying to play up to the crowd a bit there as well, and protect his fucking caddy boy, the caddy who actually was in the wrong, and he didn't see Rose back there checking his line, like he was going about his process with Bryson, and he was all apologetic. He's like, "Oh, sorry, bud, my bad, excellent," and then he was dead quiet after that.
Yeah.
Rose drops the fucking 18-footer. And it's like, fuck yeah, motherfuckers. And then Bryson proceeds to drop his, 17-footer as well to half the hole and extend the match. And then that's when the fucking brouhaha, because he's dropped the putt, looked straight at Rose, fucking gave him a spray about it.
Yeah.
And that's when Ted Scott come over. And old Bryson's caddy's like, hey, boys, it's all right. It's my fault, champions. And fucking Bryson's ready to rip some motherfucker's head off. And somehow Molinari gets mixed up in it as well, trying to block it out. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
and
I-
Fleetwood's like, just go out there and play, mate. Like,
Yeah,
it was all
he was
happening.
trying to stay
yeah.
in the middle. I didn't see it live. I was still catching up. And was it on the 16th or
I think it was about then, yeah.
whatever hole it was? Like I was watching. I'm like, oh, this must be the hole that it kicks off. And I'm like waiting to someone like walk on his line, and they. Like, no, it all just played out. And then, it wasn't until after they were sort of halfway up that hill that I'm like, oh, fuck.
That's when it punched.
I was like, oh, I must have missed
No
it.
punches,
Like,
but yeah.
but then, it all kicks off. I'm like, oh, that's what the boys are talking about. Like, fuck, I didn't think too much of it while we were
No, the wet
they were
sail
out
happened
there,
on the way to the tee, to the 16th tee off the 15th. Yeah.
Dude, the sail was damp.
It was damp. Less porous.
Yeah, no, they moistened it. I think if DeChambeau misses that putt, I don't think it kicks off. I think the adrenaline.
No, well, that would have been the end of it. Literally, would have been the end of the match as well.
Oh,
so he
yeah,
dropped
I
that
didn't even
putt.
think of that, yeah.
So Rose dropped it to put the pressure on for the win, and he had to drop in his big bomb birdie putt as well to then extend the match, because it was a win or a tie or something, and then it extended it. Yeah.
Makes so much more sense now. Yeah, that they. Yeah, he's trying to. Bryson tried to engage the crowd a lot through all 3 days. He was, and it sort of worked for him, obviously. And
The people's golfer. Yeah.
Yeah, the YouTube specialist. What did
It's a bit harder than YouTube.
yeah,
That's what Tyrrell said to him.
Was it Tyrrell? Yeah, it's a bit harder than YouTube champ. Like, just gave him the full. Yeah, that was good.
That's good chat. Yeah.
I like that. I like Fleetwood trying to be in the middle of it too. But I like when there was a bit of, not argy-bargy, but it got a bit fiery. Like, I could see the switch flick in Fleetwood. He's like, oh, go on then. Like, I'm fucking about it too. Like, I was just trying to be nice.
But
he had that.
Rosie's probably the equivalent, and maybe not, I don't think anyone's the equivalent of Bryson, but as far as hype men on the European team, I think Rosie's the man up there, especially when he's on. And he hasn't been playing good golf. Like, he hasn't until fucking Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
Like, and he balled out all weekend. You know?
He was good.
And then he played up to the fucking crowd as a result of it. Like, but internally, like he's fucking pumped on the green, picks his ball up, and then off he goes. Whereas Bryson's like, cheering the crowd on, fucking
Throwing
cans, wetting his sail, fucking ready to go.
I know what this episode's going to be called. It's so good. I forgot what I was going to say just now, so I'm just going to skip over that. The cans thrown me. I just remembered. I didn't think he did too much wrong. Like there was a bit of conjecture I saw that he was rude in the way he sort of shooed the caddy off.
Well, he said that himself. He said in the interview on the 16th green afterwards when they'd won it, he's like, yeah, maybe I didn't say it politely enough to get off my line. Like maybe I should have been a bit more diplomatic around, hey, I thought I was away. I'm going to have a read here. Just step off to your side more so than fuck off, mate. You fucking big-headed git.
He's the way that I saw it. Like he's in the zone. Like he's fucking fired up. He's zoned in. Yeah. Someone's about to walk straight across it. Oi, fuck off for a minute. I'm trying to. Like,
that's pretty much what he.
Yeah. And I totally get that. If you're that zoned in and if you're putting that much concentration into this part, like,
and the fact that he stepped back immediately, like not getting coaching from the fucking press team or the HR or anything afterwards saying you need to apologise for that. He's literally just won and he's like, him and Tommy were standing there and they asked a question about the brouhaha and he goes, look, maybe I over fucking reacted a little bit. Maybe I didn't ask politely enough, but I thought it was my putt. And it then came to light afterwards that Bryson's caddy didn't see him there and they were just going about their usual. Like it wasn't an intentional thing by any means. And he was fully apologetic. If you look at it, he was like, oh, yep, my bad, back.
Yeah, it was that fucking, fuck, I should not be here. Fuck.
Yeah. So Bryson's latched onto that as something to build some energy around. And then after he's dropped his putt, that's when it's just fucking gone.
And then, of course, that led us into to Sunday, where there was almost one of the best fight backs, apart from the Brisbane Broncos on Sunday, that we saw. I did say it was going to be Kingi to take this away, but it's actually you, Sim, where you're going to give us a bit of a recap on the fight back that almost was.
Yeah, well, what a day it was. So they really had no choice but to stack it front heavy, the Yanks, to try and get some points and not be a total bloodbath, which they did with their arguably the top three of the tournament in the US coming out first. So we had Cam Young v Rosie. So that was a pretty interesting match. Probably Rosie's around the green was pretty good, but Cam Young was pretty good with the. Sorry, thanks for fixing that one. Yep. But yeah, Cam Young, he was playing good all tournaments, so he came up with a win there. Then we had JT versus
clutch putt to finish, and that kind of got the hype and the momentum on the 18th to kind of start firing shit up, didn't it?
Yes. And then we had JT versus Tommy Fleetwood, who won one up. So pretty much JT was ahead of him in all categories, if you want to score it that way. And to only finish one up, it obviously battled the whole way through.
Yeah, and again, a putt on the last, a fairly, was it like a 12-footer?
20-footer, I think. It was a decent one. Maybe 15, yeah. It was a decent putt.
Yep.
And he pranced around like he had something.
Like JT does. Like JT does.
Yeah.
Like a palsy or something. He was like spasming out, wasn't he? Like his arms and his legs. You look at him, he looks like he's got some little tick or something going on. Yeah.
Maybe Tourette's or something. Yeah. Have you seen that guy at the moment? He's got Tourette's, but his tick is he does. Yeah, he does.
And then did you do something on the
kissing the microphone? Sorry. Oh, so funny. Look that up on Instagram.
Do yourself a favour.
Yeah, do yourself a favour. So then probably one of the almost turning points of the match was Bryson and Matty Fitz came out after that, and they halved it. Which it's a real match play style result because Bryson actually played better than him according to the stats for the whole match. So
not for the first half, he didn't. Matty Fitz was 5 up through 6.
Yeah, but he caught it back and it balances back out again. Yeah. Bryson was actually good by the end there. So if he hadn't given away those first 5 or 6 holes, could have been a different story. Then we had Scotty and Raws. Scotty got ahead on this one up. So an interesting match.
Same deal. Rory had a putt on 17, I think, to keep the tie or to bring it. Yeah, I think Scotty went ahead on the 17th, didn't he? And I think
went up on 14 and they tied in after that. 14 is another par.
Rory had a putt to bring it back to one, to tie even on the 17th. I'm pretty sure, and he missed it by half a ball. Yeah.
Then we had Ludwig and Paddy Ice. So this was the first one that went blue. 2-1 to Ludwig. So
First and only, I think.
the only full point that the
Euros
got on the Sunday. So any tips on that one, Mitchy? You're looking at the app there. No,
What's that?
on the Cantlay and Ludwig match.
Cantlay's just stinky.
He is.
He was
relatively
poopy.
stinky.
Yeah.
Man, you'd hate he copped so much flack from the US, and then for him to be on the US team, and they've got to cheer for him. It's like we've just been.
He scored the same
Sure,
amount of
Scott.
points as Bryson though.
Ooh, that's a good stat.
Then we had Xander Shalfley and John Rahm. So this was probably the most uncharacteristic match of all on the Sunday, with Shalfley getting up 4 and 3 over Mr. Ryder Cup, John Rahm. So that was very interesting and probably gave the rest of the US team a bit of a kick going in. But they only
Yeah,
won.
because that point came through before obviously those holes on those games on the 18th finished
those
up.
last few parts, yeah.
So that was exciting. JJ Spion showed that he definitely does have that dog in him and beat Sepp Straka 2-1. And then it started to slow down a little bit. We had a half match between Russell and Shane,
Which was electric.
yeah, and that was the winning point really, where Shane sunk the half.
The retaining point.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And
Fuck, I
then
screamed when he made that part.
Was that
I
Benny
was like,
Griffin?
come
Did you say?
it
on.
was Russell Henley.
Henley. So Henley left his putt short. He was on the same
did.
line and maybe 6 foot
Yep.
behind and left it
Behind,
3
yeah.
foot short.
Statistically, that was the best match of the Sunday
Singles.
pairings.
Yeah, right.
So strokes gained. They were the two best balling out and it halved. So
Wow.
then Maverick Griffin got one up over Rasmus Højgaard, who actually didn't register a point. He was the only person in the whole tournament to not register a point.
He only played 2 matches though, didn't he?
He
His
didn't
singles
play.
and then
Yeah, the
the
singles
that
and
much.
the-
4 ball on the Friday. Yeah.
And then it was just a real who cares cup coming in. Colon, Morikawa and Tyrell halved, and Sam Burns and Big Shot Bob halved.
It was
to
all done by then,
finish
wasn't
off.
it?
It was all done.
Once Haddo dropped his in.
Yeah, Haddo
Terrell
had
was the winning point.
The winning
Or
one.
winning
Half.
Winning
to get the
score.
14.5, yeah.
So that was Sunday, and the rest is history. But I thought I'd just go through the points totals for
Yeah.
the individual players. Did anyone else have this information? Or
I
did-
had it there,
I
yeah.
took some
Yep.
photos, but you can do it. You're the stats man.
right,
I'm the
so
stat man.
we'll go from the bottom up.
No,
Thanks.
no one wanted to join
Thanks,
in on that.
Scatman.
Thanks.
He actually had a stutter, and that's why he started doing scat.
Yeah, but I wanna go.
I saw that as well,
So, yep, we got the same algo.
I think we do.
Wonder why.
Breastfeeding as well.
No breastfeeding. Sorry.
Nah, me either.
Yeah, he likes sucking titties too.
So Rasmus Højgaard was 0, and then we had probably the 3 stinkiest Yanks on half a point. So Harris, Russell, and Colon.
Colon.
That's how they say it. That's how the
Colon.
Yanks. Mum, we were sitting there
Colon.
watching the morning on that Friday, and Mum's like, "Why do they pronounce it colon? Colon Morikawa."
Morikawa.
Not Colin.
Does anyone else think Harris English looks a little bit like
Dexter.
Goofy? From, he's got a bit of
No,
Bit of goof in him? No.
not really.
goof.
No. And then
Just go fuck myself.
probably one of the most surprising of the tournament was Scotty on 1 point. Like, I think is it Dan Rappaport had a bet going. He was going to quit his job, like quit broadcasting if Scotty didn't get a point at all.
Oh,
He was 0-5, and he almost did that.
Almost happened.
Uh,
Just on that, did you guys see the meme when it was like when America needs Scotty the most, and he like morphs
that
into Joey
through.
Coldcuts?
yeah. Well, yeah,
Bobby Fairways.
Bob
yeah.
does sports, yeah.
So Scotty, Ben Griffin, and Sam Burns 1 point. Sepp Striker 1 point. Big Shot Bob, Victor, Bryson, and Paddy Ice 1.5. Shane Lowry, Justin Rose, Ludwig, JJ Spaun, and Justin Thomas 2 points. So I do believe someone in the chat went early crow on JT.
And liability.
He
being
was
liability.
in that
2
first match. He
points.
definitely was.
2 points. Then we had Matty Fitz 2.5. Then probably from here on up, I'd say would be your MVPs. So you had Cam Young on 3 points, Xander Shalfley 3 points, John Rahm 3 points, Tyrell and Rory 3.5, and Mr. 4-0 Tommy Fleetwood
Tommy
4
Ladd.
points.
Tommy Ladd, who was the
Balls
winner
out.
of the Nicholas something. I can't
Jacqueline.
remember. Yeah, Nicholas Jacqueline medal for
The Dally
player of the.
4-1-0 he went because he lost his singles.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 4-1-0.
But
He
he's
was
the
4-0 at one stage.
the first or only person to go 4-0 in the first 2 days of the Ryder
Of
Cup.
history. Ever.
Of ever.
Of ever.
Of ever.
That's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Forever, ever.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Wow. Thank you, Simo. That was concise as always. It was big, and I started to get a bit worried on the Sunday. Just some things that I took out of it. Just to create a bit of discussion. Obviously, the rain had a big effect. Like the balls were just fucking plopping in the fairway. No run, no nothing. I think that contributed to those long putts on the green, especially. But like those longer drivers weren't getting that extra bit of run that probably maybe helps them a lot in those situations, I think, as well. Do you boys think if it's a dry track or drier, does that suit the US more? Does that suit the Euros more? What are your thoughts on that?
I think if the greens were harder and faster, then maybe, yeah. But the fact that I don't think it's just the fairways. I think, they lost run, but then the greens were so receptive. They were spinning balls off the front of greens, and they were throwing them and stopping them, if there was no slope. So it made for more birdies, most definitely. And the argument around, the Europeans prefer softer greens. Probably 90% of the players on the European Ryder Cup team play on the PGA Tour. So they're used to playing on the firm anyway. Yeah. So I think the big problem that Keegan did was not grow the rough up. I think that's kind of consensus, is that they set the rough up way too easy so that you could miss a green and still flop it and put it, 6 inches. Yeah.
They had trouble with that too, being autumn over there. So that wasn't real good grass growing weather. So
so that might have played a contributing factor
to not
into
being
it.
able to. Even if they wanted to, they probably couldn't get it much thicker than what it was.
Yeah, it'd be
But
tougher.
in saying that, in years past, the US, it's like, okay, we're going to have it dry and we're going to cut the rough down because we're just going to hit it as far down there as we can. And it doesn't matter if we hit it in the shit because, like, you go back to Le Golf National in 2018 when the Europeans smoked them after whatever that was, Hazeltine. They grew the rough up, put the narrowest fairways, and then all of a sudden the US couldn't play. So
'Cause they couldn't get the ball out.
they
of
couldn't
the
get the ball out of the like they could. It was just
But then you're not putting spin on it.
Yeah,
You're
it
not
wasn't
being able
a
to stop the
6
ball.
foot.
the Europeans were more about, okay, we're going to hit the fairway. Like, fairway is primo, whereas the US have to go, oh my God, I haven't played this golf in however long. I actually have to worry about where I'm hitting it, and all of a sudden they're no good. So I think course condition has something to do with it. I just think it's poor preparation. And I think I think the crowd has a lot to do with it. I think if the crowd's maybe not quite as hasty, the Europeans aren't going to be quite as exhausted.
100%.
Because they had like the mental fortitude to get through those matches.
Yeah.
They you could see it on Sunday. They come out and they're like,
They were fried.
we have to get 2 points.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
It was a
get 2 points,
completely
get the fuck
different.
out of
It wasn't let's go to 20. It
No,
was
it
let's
was-
fucking get 2.
Let's just get this over and done with
Yeah.
because we are absolutely fried and we want to get out of here.
Yeah, I did make a point of wanting to mention that fatigue, that European fatigue, definitely altered the singles results 100%. But I like that Donald stacked his big dogs. Stacked his big dogs on those first 2 days, got his big legs out there to fucking put some work in, and they performed, and that's what set up the win,
Absolutely.
Yeah, they limped across the line, but, there's good reason why, we only had one blue marker in the singles,
Sunday,
and a lot of ties. The boys, as you said, there was some good golf being played out there. There were some big battles being played out there. If you played your singles on the first day, it might have been a different story, but the crowd tried to get them along, and I think they rode the momentum, and that's what got it so close. I think there's a fair bit of pressure towards the end there.
Yeah, well, I did have a little note in here to discuss the crowd with you guys just quickly. We threw a bit of chat around in the content side of things on our little private group chat we've got. Undoubtedly, the crowd went too far. Like, they were just... there's words like disgraceful getting thrown around. Like, I wasn't there, I didn't hear it all, but from all reports, it was absolutely diabolical out there. Like, I'm all for a bit of booing, and I'm all for getting a home team advantage through You know, you're playing at home. You boo if you miss a putt. You cheer if they hit it at the bunker. That sort of thing's fine. But I think they just took it a bit too far. How do you boys think the crowd played into it across all 3 days as a whole? Obviously, the mental fatigue that you brought up obviously played a really big part. But any thoughts on the crowd or how the players reacted to it, or anything we want to just make note of here?
It's disgraceful, really. Like some of the stuff that was being said. I don't think there's many places that you'll actually find what was being said, and that's a pretty good read on what was actually being said. Like if people aren't going to repeat it, it's pretty ordinary. Yeah. So there was some like homophobic slurs being yelled at Rory, which a video come out about. So there's good reason
Talk
as
about
to why.
families and
horrible
potential
things.
cheating stuff, and then kids and whatnot being brought into it as well. And I mean, it's all been covered, and we know how bad it was. And I think that just adds to the European win a little bit more. That they, like, everyone's about Rory, but it happened to everyone. Everyone was copying it.
Yeah,
Rory
it
got the
wasn't
brunt
just
of it, but that team as a whole, for them to go into the Lions' Den essentially and to come out victorious after what they had to go through there. Underdogs, winning an away Ryder Cup, which hasn't been done for many, many years.
Well, we've only done it, what did they do? 2012 at Medina was the last one, but before that it was a little while.
Yeah. So, I mean, the fact that they've done that in those circumstances just makes the win even more fucking commendable, I think. Yeah, irrespective. And
this would be spoken about.
They knew that the Long Islanders were going to be dicks. Yeah. Luke Donald was doing VR training with the guys with goggles and headphones and getting people throwing fucking spurs at them. Yeah, with headphones. That was part of the preparatory phases while they're swinging in a simulator just to get used to the noise and the bullshit that was going to be coming at them. Obviously, when it becomes a bit more personal, a bit more pointed, it's a different story, and that's why you get your little lash outs every now and then. But people blowing up about, well, Roy's a professional, he shouldn't be shouting back at the crowd. Fuck, you tried standing out there for 2 days straight for fucking 8 hours and getting hurled abuse about your family and your life.
Fuck.
See,
dude.
you don't fucking twist off.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, he's a pro athlete, but he's a human being. At the end of the day, he's out there trying to play the sport he loves, and to get heckled mercilessly for fucking 3 days straight would take its toll. Any thoughts on the crowd from you, Simwoo?
Yeah, obviously, Kingi just mentioned it, like the location that they're in, New York. They're going to get New Yorkers, unfortunately. But I believe the PGA Tour probably has a lot to answer for with the pricing of the event. And the people that they got in because of the pricing were people who generally don't have high regard for other people. So people that can afford it, that the upper level, that have no consequence for many of the things that they do in their life because they pay their way out of everything.
Finance bros.
Yeah, some of the stuff like $750 tickets I heard getting around for some of the areas.
Jesus.
Maybe that was a fully comped area or whatever, but and someone said, well, you compare that to Hazeltine. Hazeltine's like Midwest, I believe. So it's like center of America, not country, but
Working class,
and
Blue collar.
if you get those people, the bluer collar people there that are keen to support their country, you don't get those sort of chants because all that stuff might still be there, but it gets drowned out by the general cheering for their country.
Yeah.
So I think that's that money over making a good event. That's what it was.
Yeah. Bit of a cash grab on the end. Just quickly before we wrap up the review side of things, just a highlight from everyone over the 3 days. Did anyone have a clear standout moment or highlight that they loved?
I just think Bryson's just made for those big events. That first tee shot for me, like
That was
he
cool.
just loves it. Like he feeds off it, and maybe he didn't have the stamina to score too many points, but to stand up on the first tee and put it almost exactly where the best spot he could with how long he was hitting it with the conditions.
Yeah.
He did warm up, but it was cold apparently. That wasn't the type of warm up
Ambient temperature.
Ambient temperature.
Have to watch that.
I definitely get excited for the first tee shot of a Ryder Cup. I think it's good fun.
Love that. From you, Mitty, highlight?
I've got two. One being Justin Rose walking that putt in, that 15-footer. As soon as he hit it, he just walked it in. And then two was Xander Schauffele and Patrick Cantlay being the only pair to not walk out Friday morning with a flag. It's really on brand for those two. So on brand. So Rosie and those two.
Like that. And for you, Kingi?
Same deal. I got a lot. And there were a lot of times where I was like shouting and cheering. I was actually watching the final day in my car with the phone going, and I was like, yes, Hatton, when he dropped that putt. He was like, fuck yes, Hatton. I was fist pumping. I was like, literally, like, that's what Ryder Cup's about, is getting that emotion, just getting absolutely pumped for big putts. I sucked the family into it on Sunday morning as well. They were in there sitting around and they're like, oh, what's going on here? I said, like, to B, she doesn't watch. Yeah, like, this is like, pennants. Like, he's 1 up, he's 2 up, doesn't matter what goes here. This is Rory. How know Rory is, sure. So being able to kind of share that passion with your family is pretty cool as well. So that was probably a big highlight for me. And Jimmy asking, like, waking up, what's the score? What happened last night?
How
Where
are we traveling?
Yeah. So shit like that's really cool. But definitely some moments, some big putts being dropped. Good to see Lowry get the retaining point. That was probably a big one. Yeah.
That was my highlight. I was also on the phone. I have a bit of an attachment because we look the same ish. When he drained that putt, I was at work and I'm holding my phone. I had an expletive. Fuck yeah, I'm up there. I was probably doing almost the exact same jive that he was. But his little dance afterwards, like when he I think I don't know if it's him or his caddy said, like, just before he started lining up, he said, I've got the chance to do the coolest thing ever.
This was on the walk up to the 18th.
I've got the chance to do the coolest thing. Then, and he the fact that he said it was more exciting than when he won the Open in Ireland. Like, your home country, you win the Open, but no, he rates this putt above that. Just really stood out to me, and I thought that was really awesome. The other one is what we talked about before with Rory, just telling the crowd to shut the fuck up and then stick it to 2 feet, like just bang.
To win the match too.
Shut up, like watch me go. Like, I thought that was big balls move, and I got a lot of time for that. That was pretty cool. Now we do have some short thing with Adam King results.
We do. We missed 2, so we put money on the hole in one at $5 something. That didn't hit. A couple of close buzzers. A couple of Riz backs, which was good. So the conditions were there for it. Unfortunately, it didn't drop. I actually had the US to win by 1-3 as well, which I thought was a pretty good bet until it wasn't. But we did get the win with Bryson to hit the first US shot at $3. So that made all my money back on the other bets that I'd put on. So
net even. How
net
good.
Even.
Love that. Now, Simba, you've got a potential preview here.
Yeah, I'll do the basic one first. So it's the Red Rooster Cup is on, which is actually the Sanderson Farms Classic. And if you have a look on the PGA Tour app, you'll understand why I call it the Red Rooster Cup, because the Sanderson Farms logo is a chicken, so they must be like some sort of chicken, like Steggles Chicken Company or something.
The Red Rooster Cup.
The Red Rooster Championship.
The Rooster's calling.
The Rooster is calling. Oh, I might have that for dinner. So we're at the Country Club at Jackson. We're the Country Club at Jackson.
Yeah, gotcha.
There's a whole host of mules and the who's who of Who Cares Cups.
Anyone from your stable in there?
We do. We have a very large amount, which is a little bit disappointing that a lot of my stable have to play these events.
The Red Rooster Cup.
The Red Rooster Cup. Tom Kim, who's searching for a bit at the moment. Luke Clanton, Minwoo Lee from Sunnybank is going to be there.
Gets a reaction every time.
Oh, that's good.
Maxi Homer, friend of the show, and Harrison Endicott, who's another young Aussie trying to make his way on the PGA Tour. So I believe it has been last won by... I'm not sure. My stats have escaped me at the moment. But yeah, it's
been won by someone.
A rip snorter.
C. Sanders from Kentucky.
A rip snorter of a chicken event. So
we love that.
Yep.
Now, there is another event on the other side of the world.
Yeah,
on the old course.
The back 9 of the DP World Tour continues. So we're at that Alfred Dunhill Links Championships playing at the old course. There is a field here, an absolute field. A third of live players, registered live players, are rocking up for it. So there's some big names in there, obviously. A couple of the lads from the European Ryder Cup team are showing up as well. Tommy Ladd's going to be there. Terrell, if he's sobered up by now, he'll be there. Matty Fitz, he went to bed early. He was the first one in bed, apparently, according to inside sources. Bobby Mack's going to be there, swinging from the left side. Harry Hall's got his hat out. Brooksy's going to be there. P. Reid, Cam Smith is showing up, which is interesting as well. DJ, obviously, Finau, Ulstenhuizen, Micheluzzi, and then Matt's brother, Alex Fitzpatrick, as well, going to be there. I'm going to throw a little short thing with Adam King on this one as well, if you don't mind. So we're at the Dude Perfect World Tour. Alfred Dunhill Links champs. So we got 2. I'm going to jump on Cammy Smith. So this is the old stomping ground where he won the Open. So hopefully he finds something there, some nice linksy golf, which he'll be frothing to play before he comes back down to Australia at the end of the year. So he's paying $6.50 to be the top rest of the world player, which is pretty good, $6.50. So
Rest of the world is in non-American or non-European?
Yeah, there's Europeans. There were some Asians that weren't included in that as well. So just jump on a sports bet and you'll see the list of players. And he was at the top of it, paying $6.50 is pretty good. I've jumped on a top 20 multi as well. So we've got Tommy Ladd. I've got Hatton. Hopefully he's definitely sobered up. And Brooksy, who's come into a bit of form. And he'll be fired up after watching his boys' mates get... Well, does he have mates in the US?
Bryson...
Besties, yep. Watching them get pumped. So top 20 multi for those 3 lads, paying $4.28. Did manage to power play the shit out of it. Power play. Up to $4.54. It's a sure thing with Adam King this week.
We love that. Kingi, I assume you'll put all that up on the feed?
It will go up.
Check it out.
It's on the feed right now. Sports.
It's on there now,
yep,
live.
100%.
Live action. Gamble responsibly, bet with your head not over it. Well, that brings us to the end, boys, unless we've got anything else on the front 9 side of things. Stay with us and we'll be back right after this. Welcome back, everyone, to the Preferred Lives podcast. You've joined us at halfway, which is the turn, and it's brought to you by our mates at Crush Organics. It looks like it's about the time of the year where everyone's just run out of their gummies because I'm getting a few emails that the PLP code's getting used a lot. So really appreciate the support and keep on using code PLP to get 40% off the gummies, the creams, all the good stuff. Go to crushorganics.com, use PLP and get 40% off your order today.
I had mine delivered today, so I ordered some gummies on the weekend, actually. They showed up today.
Oh, that's quick.
And the pharmaceutical grade CBD oil, the premium one as well. So retail $200. Take out 40% off. It's $120. $80 savings. Yeah, good.
That's pretty good.
And they threw in a free little tub of the pain cream as well, like 10 gram little tester. So that's going on the lower back tonight.
Got to put some on my heart after I play golf. Just ease the pain.
And after Sunday.
No.
Oh,
there's
an early footy chat.
I can see a bet coming on here. Let's jump in. Boys, the back 9 side of things, we like to give the audience a bit of a shout out. Is there anyone out there that deserves a bit of a shout out this week? Anyone that you've come across that just thinks, you know what, I'm going to say the name on a podcast and give them a little kick?
Shout out to my boy, Rory. My actual boy, Rory Dunbar, who... after we were leaving school last Thursday, saying, "Daddy, can we please listen to your podcast?" And it was that one where you were giving us the recap after playing with Frank Hedge, and I think there was about 42 Fs, and, and I was like, well, we might pause this, but
big shout out to you, Raw man. If you're listening, mate, I'll try and cut down on the F-bombs now on. My young fella Lenny, every time I drop an F-bomb at home, now he goes, "Can't say that word. Go and put $1 in." I'm like, oh. Right, who does two? Boss? Yeah. Drives me nuts. Any shout outs from you two? Anyone that you've come across playing? Or?
Yeah, just a quick shout out to Charlie Fry. So 39 points playing with us on Saturday.
Jesus.
And then 39 points again today. So he's on a bit of a streak at the moment. Unfortunately, with the way that I'm playing, that means he's very challenging me off the stick, which is... No mean feat for Charlie. Obviously, being a young fella, he hits it very straight. But no, well done, Charlie, and keep up the good work beating the old man.
This is how the Dice Man feels when he plays against T Fowler.
Speaking of, I was going to throw that little shout out, but you want to take that one away?
No, I was just going to say shout out to Toowoomba Golf Club. So we had the US Kids Australian Open up at the club this week. So
some of them swings, oh my god,
very very impressive. And Kingi, I think you were about to, but Thomas Fowler has won his age division, so that was the under 9s.
Shout out, Tommy lad.
by a couple of shots, I think.
He went under today, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
oh,
he-
yesterday, sorry,
He
second day.
shot 2 or 3 under or something like that. So Brenton was caddying for him on Monday, which was round 1, and he come through 9, and he said that Thomas was really struggling with the greens, just how slow they were. And he's like, he's not real happy. Shot 6 over, and then he comes up. Yeah, yesterday, so Tuesday, and shot 3 under, 2 or 3 under, and then won by a couple. So that's awesome. So I think he actually gets the opportunity to potentially go over to the US to play in the big whatever it is championship, US Kids Championship.
Yeah, they went to Pinehurst, I think, last year.
Yeah.
I read.
Yeah,
Yeah, good.
They've gone to Pinehurst. I think they go to Torrey Pines.
So that was a direct qualifier.
I'm pretty sure
Doesn't
that's
have to
how it
go to another stage.
because there was quite a few international players who came over in hopes to qualify. So
Yeah, wow.
I'm
good's
I'm
that?
pretty sure that's how it works. I could be wrong, but yeah, he balled out and won his age division anyway. So shout out to you, Thomas. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
big shout out to you, Thomas. And
Dice Man's arch
Over-
nemesis.
over
isn't
to
it?
you, Dice, for your next move. Have you qualified for an event in the US lately? We're waiting for your answer back on that one. Now, Steamer and Boonti Hunters of the week. Kingman, you had a pretty good Boonti Hunter from the Ryder Cup.
Oh, yep. Okay, we'll start with the Boonti Hunter. That's on the other page. I'll just move over to that one. So Boonti Hunter, so Rosie, I'm not sure if you saw in the final round, he was looking for a bit of relief. He'd hit one over the green, hit the back of the green, and kind of spat it down this massive fucking chasm, yeah, and then up against a bit of infrastructure.
Great word.
Yeah, over cart path and was looking for a bit of help, looking for a bit of relief. They waited 10, 15 minutes and old Keegan choo-chooed his way over there as well and said to the official, hey, look, now he has to play the fucker where it lies pretty much. So he's proceeded to, they've fucked around for a fair bit, and then the cameras come back and here's Rosie over the ball pretty much where it was lying. And he couldn't even see the flag. He was that far underneath the ball. Cart path, it would have been, 40 metres, I think? 30, 40 metres, this ball had rolled over. Short-sighted, hits a mega flop of his fucking life, lands it just over the fringe. Bit of razzle, trickles itself down to 3.5 foot. Absolute fucking Boonti Hunter of the week.
We'd love to see that.
So good.
We'd love to see you guys out of the Boonti do some good things. Do you boys have any Boonti Hunters? Anything that comes to mind?
I've got nothing.
What about
Haven't been out on
steamers?
course.
What about steamers?
My my steamer was the can / bottle / cup or whatever it was getting thrown / hit at Erica, Rory's wife. So it's pretty average. I don't think anyone. It doesn't matter who you are at what event anywhere. You should never get anything thrown at you. I think it's just ridiculous.
I heard reports that she left watching the game, watching Rory's match, because he was getting distracted because she was getting fucking
Heckled that bad.
Heckled that bad. So she's literally picked herself up, walked away, didn't say anything to anyone, was like, all right, I'm just going to separate myself so that they don't have ammunition.
It's probably the move.
Yeah.
Like it sucks
Which is pretty
that she can't
ballsy.
even
And then
be there.
after the win, comes running down to congratulate and gets a beer can cup / fucking thrown / hit at her.
She shouldn't have to do that.
no.
That's so.
No.
Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, crook move. Something from you, Simway?
No, mate, I'm all good.
I got a steamer though, is that right?
Steam it, yeah.
So
Steam on.
the first hole MC who got the arse pretty much. She was supposed to be the hype girl. So she was a comedian called Heather McMahon. So she was there supposed to be geeing up the crowd in the mornings. Yeah, there was some very dubious kind of things going on trying to rally up the crowd. The crowd didn't want a fucking piece of it.
It was like grade 7 ball games.
Yeah.
Like just the old stomp, stomp, clap.
Yeah, so they tried to start that one up, which was a
Scotty
Yeah.
Scheffler.
yeah.
They're off time, out of sync.
Tried that a couple of times, and then pretty much like that, a little bit off tone, and then the crowd just decided to go, "Fuck you, Rory." So they've done 3 "fuck you, Rorys," and then she gets on the microphone and it's like, "Yeah, righto, fuck you, Rory," and there's footage of this happening, and then obviously she's had to apologise, and they had to get a new MC in for the Sunday singles. Yeah, that's a bit steamy.
Proper steamy. Tell you what else is going to be steamy is me and a good mate of mine, George, we're off to Royal Pines this week. Well, this Friday. We're going to go hit some balls around. We've got a 2-man Ambrose down there. And I told George, who's slightly higher handicap than myself, that look, it's going to be tough. He's like, what do you mean? Like, how's it going to be tough? It's just a golf course. Like, well, look, Kingi's just come off the mid amateurs, like, and he was shooting mid 80s, and he's like, yeah, but isn't that what you shoot? I'm like, yeah, I shoot mid 80s at a golf club. Like, Kingi shoots unders, like, so we're expecting a 20 shot swing. He's like, oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no! I just come off the back of 103. I'm like, yeah, well, you'll probably have 123 then. Like,
2 man Ambrose though should be all
oh,
right.
it'd be fun.
Yeah.
He did give me a FaceTime. He goes, I'm bringing these down. He had like a bucket of like pink, green, yellow, all these balls. He goes, how many do you reckon I'll need? I said, just bring the bucket.
Bring them all,
buzz."
mate. Yeah.
So yeah, can't wait to update you on how that goes down next potty. Before we get into the NRL grand final predictions and possible wages, towel orders closing. We've had a lot of responses. We're going to order them next week after the grand final, after the public holiday Monday. So you've got up until the public holiday Monday to email us and get your order in. We're going to do the first lot and, yeah, jump on and help support us because we love that shit. Now, grand final, boys. Mitchy, the Storm. Simwu, the Broncos. What are we thinking, lads?
It's going to be a good game.
Going to be tight?
I don't know, actually.
Are you two willing to put a wager on the potty?
No.
It doesn't have to include facial hair or top of head hair.
The two recipients of the... yeah, I never thought of it like that. What's your predictions? Just give us a Clive and a winner.
I'm going to go Jerome Hughes, Clive,
Yep, like it.
and did you say winner?
Yeah.
Obviously, Storm. I'm going to say tight, 16-12.
Like that. Simwo.
I think it's going to be a little bit more free-flowing and scory than that. I just think the Broncos obviously know something with the way that they've stacked their team up to be a little bit quicker, not picking Tulty and keeping Smoothie on the bench, who's a little bit smaller and faster. So they're obviously predicting a pretty quick game and not a big boppers sort of game. With Payne.
I feel for Ben Tulty, though.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been really good. I would have to say Reese for the Clive and Broncos by 12.
Broncos by 12.
So just to back that up a little bit, obviously Broncos and Melbourne have played in a grand final before. That was in 2006. And the other things that were similar to this year, to 2006, is the Broncos also had a 5-game losing streak in that season. They also climbed into 4th with 1 round left, same as this year. They also won 14 games in the season. So there's a lot of stuff that aligns very similarly.
Just none of the same players or coaching staff
No,
or
but it's just
style of play or...
it's a very similar. If Billy Walters had been in the halves, it would be very similar because we had Sean Berrigan. We had like a bit of a it was a hodgepodge sort of team. Yeah. We didn't have we had Lockyer, but we didn't have like dedicated halves, and that for the whole year we were just sort of finding our feet, and we ended up winning a grand final. So I'm very excited.
Omens. I like it.
I don't read too much into them. It's just interesting.
Clearly.
Well, it comes up on my feed, and I'm like, that's interesting. I'm going to talk about that on the podcast.
Yeah, I like that.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't mind it. What are your thoughts? Have either of these boys swayed you in your thoughts, Kingman?
Oh, no, I'm pretty... I know exactly what's going to happen in the football match that's about to be played. Is it Sunday?
Yeah.
What time's kickoff?
6:30, but
6:30.
it is daylight savings time, so that could potentially be
7:30 there,
Is it?
6:30 here.
Yeah, Roger.
Yep.
Roger that. Well, in that case, because it's daylight
Does that
savings,
change things?
yeah, it's probably going to be. I'm going to back the Storm. I reckon. I'm not a fan of the Broncos. So I think the Broncos have played well
Penalty
this
Broncos.
finals. I think they've done well coming from behind, but I don't think they can do it 3 in a row. And I think the Storm will get away early, get a couple tries on in the first half, and they'll stretch after that. I think you're right. I think it's going to be a much higher scoring game than previous matches have been. Hell of a game by the Broncos to come back against Penrith, but Penrith don't have the quality in the middle that the Storm have, I don't think. So really, really interesting. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a belter of a game, but I reckon Melbourne by
A few.
13.
Man of the match. You got a prediction?
Oh, no.
The Clive,
Yeah, who's the guy on the wing?
Xavier Coates,
Nah, not him, the other one.
Big Willie.
Warbrick.
No, who'd you say?
Jerome
Husey.
Hughes.
Oh, he's got a broken arm.
Yeah,
Yeah, him.
With the wing, not on the wing, because he's a
yeah.
halfback.
He's winged.
Yeah,
he's
okay.
winged. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he's
Halfback.
winged.
I just not Pappenhausen though. He's been
Not-
average.
Not Pappy. Interesting. That's great. That's good analysis. Preferred tries coming soon. Hosted by A King. I think.
And Rohan Dore.
Yes. That'll be good. That'll be really
It's
good.
3 minutes. That's it.
Yeah, well, that's all you need. Well, that's what I'm told. Anyway, how good. Self-burn at the end there. Look, we're looking at doing a potential Boonti Hunter match play event too, just on the back of the Parks chat. What?
You didn't give us your prediction.
Oh, no one wants to hear what I have to say about rugby league.
No, we still got plenty of time.
Omens, right? Omens. I'll just one omen that stuck out is probably the three best seasons that are the three best seasons a players had heading into the grand final. You look at Jared Hayne, you look at Ben Barber, you look at Reese Walsh. They've all had unbelievable seasons that have sort of led their team into the grand final. Jared Hayne, famously beaten by Melbourne. Ben Barber, famously beaten by Melbourne. Reese Walsh, famously beaten by Melbourne.
Okay.
That's the only thing I'm going off. I actually think it's going to go into extra time. I think it's going to be real tight, and I think it's probably going to be like an 18-all, three tries apiece, a little bit greasy.
Adam Reynolds kicked from the sideline to win it.
Benny Hunt,
He'll
field goal to win it.
he'll tear
Redemption.
the hammy off the. Oh, can
Redemption
you
arc.
imagine if it goes to extra time? I'm kicking it to Hunt.
Redemption arc.
I don't
It's
give a
happening.
fuck where he is. He's going to get the highest kick in the world. Catch it, Benny. Wow. Yeah. So I think Harry Grant for Clive and Storm by 1 point. We'll say it'll be tight. It'll be a ball terror of a game, but I can see the Broncos winning it as well. It's going to be, it could go either way. It's a bit of a bisexual grand final. Now, potential Boonti Hunter match play event. There's been some chat floating around. If you're in the Boonti Hunter group, we'll put something up in there, but we're floating the Ryder Cup sort of got the juices flowing for a bit of match play golf, and we thought it'd be kind of cool to get a bit of a event together where we do play a bit of match play stuff, which could potentially lead to you qualifying for the Pucks Open that we're doing next year. So have a bit of a think. If you want to join the Boonti Hunters, it will be released to them first. If we can fill all the slots from all the Boonti Hunters, then that's what we'll do. If not, we'll release it to everyone. But yeah, we're looking at doing a bit of a match play event as a bit of a pre-chop for the Parks Open to decide sort of who we take down there. So let us know your interest. You can get in touch with us. info@preferredliasgolf.com's a website. You can email us, you can social us, you can DM us, you can do whatever you want, but just get in touch with us and let us know if you're keen for that. Jump on the Discord. All the info is on our website as to how to jump in there and get involved. Boys, we've had a fucking ripper of an episode tonight. Do we have anything else before we close out? Rightio. Well, if you can't get into it, if you can't get out of it,
Sorry.
get into it.
Jimmy's got his grand final this weekend. I almost forgot.
He does.
Yeah, Thunder Boys under 13. So big
Let's
shout out
go.
to those lads. Saturday, so we'll have some news around that for those interested punters next week. So,
Subscribe to that.
yeah, if you can't get out of it, get into it.
Don't put sugar in your coffee.
My hat's off to y'all. Thanks a lot.